Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. So why on earth do I want to actually play left and right-handed guitar both? And in the correct orientation. This is my righty guitar. I have several lefties over there. Well, I like to do things that very few people in the world can actually do. You know, a lot of people think, well, left-handed players are a minority as it is. Well, no. There's actually millions of us that are out there nowadays that play left-handed guitar. But there's only maybe not even 10 people that I'm aware of that can play left and right-handed and in the correct orientation. I know I've seen some left-handed players that just buy right-handed guitars because, you know, they just can't get the color or something. I don't know what it is. But they just flip it upside down anyways like this and they just play. Figure it out. But anyways, I don't know how people play this way. I mean, honestly though, I gotta tell you, when my parents started buying me guitars when I was a little wee gaffer, it was only right-handed guitars. You know, I mean, they had lefts, but very minuscule amount. Okay, and really expensive. And nothing in the kid range, that's for sure. But anyways, so I'd always just flipped it over like this, you know, at the beginning. And then when I got older, I realized, this is stupid, because I'm seeing guitar players now, and it's like the string on the bottom should be up on the top. So I flipped them, right? That made a big difference. Except you couldn't tune it with a snot, especially in acoustic, because the intonation was like way different, right? So it made it very hard to tune. And I remember when I first started taking guitar lessons when I was 14, neither guitar I had, my electric or my classical, was suitable for playing with. I mean, they were junk. I mean, we're talking Sears garbage. So my teacher helped convince my parents to actually buy me something that's at least partially decent. So they said, well, here's your budget, go to a pawn shop. So $90 later, we've got a Dayon guitar. Beautiful guitar, really loved it. Except, of course, it's right-handed. So, of course, we flipped the strings and we figured out how to tune it correctly enough that it would actually play the chords properly. And then this way, I stood a much better chance at being able to learn guitar the right way for me, which is left-handed. Because right-handed, I could never do it. Like, holding a guitar this way was so weird and awkward, and I was so like, you know. Now, my teacher was actually born and bred lefty, but because of his time period, I mean, I don't even know if they had left-handed. Well, actually, they did have left-handed guitars, but they were definitely even more ludicrous. As time went on, things got a little bit cheaper, right? But he learned right-handed, and even though he's a lefty, and he's a fabulous player. Now, just because you're a lefty doesn't mean you have to necessarily play lefty. You could become a really great guitar player playing right-handed, even if you're left-handed dominant, and vice versa. But there are some people, because I've even taught enough people over the, over 25 plus years of my teaching experience, that some people that are lefty had to stay that way, okay? And some people righty had to stay that way, where others could go, the opposite way of their dominant side and not have a real huge problem, right? But never have I run across anybody that I've taught that could actually competently do anything both ways with guitar. It was one way or the other, or actually not even at all, because guitar is not for everybody. But the only way you're going to find out is to actually try, okay? Try guitar. If you want to play guitar and you want it bad enough, you are going to put in every blood, sweat, tear, every minute of your day that you're free. You're going to do this. You're going to be determined to do it. You're going to put your mind to it, because if you don't, you're going to fail, okay? But you can still fail anyways, because, guitar, like I said, is not for everybody. Not everybody can learn to play guitar, no matter what direction it's in, okay? I've had a number of students that they have no music in them, like zip, okay? I mean, they are not going to do it lefty or righty. We tried real hard, and they just couldn't do it. So it can happen, it does happen, that's fact. But you don't know if you can or can't until you try. You don't know which way you're going to go until you try, okay? So anyways, yes, it's a right-handed world in many areas, definitely. And there are still the majority of guitar players are playing right-handed guitars. But that doesn't mean you have to be one of them. It's your option, your choice. So if you are left-handed dominant, I would suggest and recommend you go left-handed. And if you're right-handed dominant, go right-handed. And if it doesn't work for you at all, and you've done all the do's, you've busted your buns for at least 6 months, okay, and you really tried really, really hard, and you were determined to do it, and it didn't work, then go the opposite direction by all means, okay? Now, I can do this right-handed, obviously, you know, I mean, for what I can do right now. Now, I remember when I first started to try and do this, I was kind of like, if I can even try and repeat it. I was literally like that bad. I wasn't even that bad as a lefty, you know. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the fact that I already had a lot of years in strumming on guitars that were upside down, okay, because it was right-handed guitars just, you know, held as a lefty. But I don't remember ever struggling ever in my life, even as a kid, with strumming, you know, as a left-handed player. So, you know, but right-handed, oh yeah, I was pathetically bad. So I've come a long ways, that's for sure. But for me, see, I want to be the best I can be at anything, right? And I want the challenges too. I want to have all the options in front of me. You know, so no matter what guitar I'm looking at, it's like, okay, I like the looks of it. Let's pull it off the rack and try it and see how I like it. And if I like it, I buy it, you know, and I want to have that ability. No matter if it's left or right-handed, I want to have that ability or capability to do that, you know, regardless of price, regardless of brand, whatever, okay? So I want the challenge. I want that availability. I want to be part of the majority club and the minority club. And of course, I do want to be part of that elitist club where we can both competently play a proper strung left-handed and proper strung right-handed guitar in the correct orientation. Okay, now I don't want to push myself to the point where I'm taking a right-handed guitar and doing everything upside down without changing the strings, or vice versa. I don't want to do that with a lefty, hold it righty, and do all my chording, because that is just not something that I'm into. You know, and I have nothing wrong with people that do that. They are fantastic players. I'm actually subscribed to a channel or two where the guy actually buys right-handed guitars and plays them left-handed without restringing them. And it's a fabulous player. And I'm like, huh? You know, it's kind of like, that's weird. You know, I remember doing that myself. So, you know, and I could never get chords right. So some things are just not for Kevy. But this sort of thing is, you know, I want to be able to do that. So for me, that's kind of like why I want to play left and right-handed guitar. I have to have the abilities to do it. I want those abilities. I want the choices that are out there for all the choices, no matter what. There are some guitars that are charged a higher premium for in a left-handed model. I would like to just have those in a right-handed model and not pay the extra couple $100, you know, because it's a fantastic company, great product, but I cannot justify paying them more money just to get a left-handed guitar. That's stupid, right? You know, considering our technology today, I mean, from back in the 80s to now, everything can be made left or right-handed at no extra cost. And it doesn't actually cost them extra. Regardless of what they like to try and make you believe, if Gibson, Taylor, Martin, and the rest of them can also do left or right-handed in anything they've got and not charge you extra, there is no excuse for these other people out there. And they should not be charging you extra, because that is a ripoff in my books. Because you're not getting any better quality of a build guitar for that extra $200 in the same model, but having left-handed, okay? Or it could be even more. It depends on what you're going after. But, you know, that's just the way it is. But lefties will always be a minority. That is a fact, you know. But there will still be millions and millions and millions and millions of more left-handed players as time goes on. Just as there will be millions and millions and millions and millions of more righties to still keep the balance, so that there will always be more righties than lefties. But I do encourage you that if you want to try this crazy stunt that I'm doing with playing left and right-handed guitar, both, buy yourself whatever guitar you have now, buy the opposite, and give it a go. It's weird at first. It is really super funky. But you can get used to it. I mean, I'm getting used to it and more comfortable. Every time I pick the guitar up, I'm starting to get, oh, this is almost feeling really natural now. Almost scares me. No, not really. I'm still a left-handed player. But, to be able to sit here and just play this, and hand dampening is something that, I'm not too bad at it right now. Not bad at it, not great at it, but not bad at it. But that's something I forced myself to do right away. One of the things you'll find that if you're a really good player right now, whichever direction you're going, it is a matter of thinking backwards, for one. That is definitely there. You have to think backwards because now you're going from, in my case of a lefty, I'm taking my fretting hand over here, my right arm, and I'm going from here to here, here to here. Okay, you're left-handed, you're going from the outside this way in, so you're going here to here, here to here, and it's a little bit different, let me tell you, but you can get used to it. So I'll get better and better with that progression as time goes on, So it's a matter of spending the time on it every day. You have to be at this every single day. But do give it a try if that's something that may interest you, and become part of the other minority group out there of minority elites, okay? So that's what I like to call us guys. I mean, anybody who can play both left and right-handed, like correct orientation of each, you're basically part of an elitist group because most right-handed people, well, the majority of right-handed people out there cannot, for the life of them, do left-handed. And a lot of the lefties, of course, can't do right. But there are some of us who can do both. And I am going to make sure that I can do both as best as possible, within my own limitations, of course, right? Because you never stop learning guitar, right? It's not something you master. You do not master this thing. It's like cats don't have masters. They have slaves or servants. Well, your guitar, that's your master and you're the slave, so you have to do, right? But you're never going to master this instrument or any instrument for that matter. You can get really awesome at it. So think about it. If you want a good challenge in life, try playing both ways. If you want to be just able to buy anything you want. I mean, the way I look at it, too, as well, I don't recall if I mentioned it or not, but there's guitars I've seen right-handed that I can't get the color I want. I have to go left-handed, even from the same company, and vice versa, right? And color, to me, is everything when it comes to picking up a guitar. That's the first thing on my list. Does it have the color that appeals? Does it make me want to grab this, Because if it doesn't, why am I bothering with it? I need to find something that has the color, it has the sound, it has the playability. It has to meet that main three criteria. Anything else after that, tuners, not a big deal. I can rip off the tuners and put on different tuners or better tuners or higher turn rate tuners. That is not an issue. I can change the nut, I can change the saddle, I can rip off that, I can put on stuff made out of bone, tusk, whatever I want, right? But when it comes to the actual sound of the instrument, it has to be there. How well it fits my body also has to, by the way, be there. Okay? So the first and first criteria is it's got to look good. It's got to fit me. It's got to play good. It's got to sound good. Everything else is minor after that. Okay? Tuners, minor. Okay? Material that the saddle and the nut are made out of, minuscule minor. Strings, change the sound and tone anyways. So if you don't like the strings that are on there, which I can't see why you wouldn't, because guess what? You bought the guitar because you liked the sound of it. That sound only comes from these strings. That sound is not going to be there with Elixir NanoWebs unless it came with that, which this did not. It came with the Dario 1253s. So guess what? This is the sound. This is what you should stick with, because anything else is going to change it on you. Okay? And you may not like that change. But you know, it's like playing left and right handed. Give it a go. See if you can find a set of strings that might even sound even better to you. You know? So, but anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do stay tuned for more. I do have a review coming up on this guitar as well. So be sure to check that out. So until next time, see ya.